What's up traders? Welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'm going to show you some incredible new features that have been added in order to give you the edge needed to keep winning in these markets. I'll share everything that Shark Algo has to offer at this time. We'll touch on every feature it currently has, and I'll even share some examples to how to use them and when to use them so you know exactly how to get started using the Shark Algo trading system. So if you're ready to get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, if you're new here, you need to understand how to add the Shark Algo indicator to your TradingView chart. So the first thing I want you to do is go to tradingview.com and you're going to create a free account. You'll be able to create your own username. This way we can grant you access on our website through your TradingView username. All right, with that out of the way, now I'm going to show you what it looks like getting started. You're going to go to products, going to hit chart plus, and that's going to take you to the chart. Right? Yours will look different. It'll probably start with Apple or something like that. You already do have TradingView though, and you already have indicators on your chart. I want you to right click anywhere on the chart and click remove indicators. Now we're starting with the full blank chart. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go to indicators. We're going to go to invite only scripts. You're going to click on Shark Algo and Shark Oscillator. Now you're going to have the Shark Algo indicator and it'll appear up here, and you'll be able to modify the settings by going to the gear icon. So you can customize this for your personal trading plan, your trading style, and for your trading strategy. You're also going to have the Shark Oscillator features down here. By the Shark Oscillator, go to settings, and you'll be able to modify your settings by clicking on the gear icon and going to your strategy mode over here. You'll notice there are different strategies that you can use. And this oscillator is basically a momentum indicator. Also, as an exclusive bonus for the Shark Algo members, you're also going to unlock access to our VIP Discord channel where we share many bonuses with our members. For example, we have crypto analysts that are sharing their signals on a daily basis. All over here in this channel, as you can see, each channel is a specific analyst sharing their trading setups for the day. We also have Forex signals over here, and each of these channels is an individual analyst sharing their signals, and we have stocks and option signals as well. And we have VIP chat rooms that you'll unlock so you can always be up to date with the latest news going on in crypto, Forex stocks, and the overall market in general. We also have other cool bonuses that you can take a look in once you unlock the VIP membership. So now that we're back to the charts, let me go over the Shark Algo settings with you. So we're going to hover right over here on the indicator. We're going to go over to the settings or the gear icon. And then from there, we're going to touch on the dashboard settings first. So by turning this off, by clicking over here, the dashboard is going to disappear. By clicking here, the dashboard will stay on. Now we have different features. So for example, we can use a simple dashboard or the advanced dashboard. So the simple dashboard just gives us less information on the time frames. The advanced dashboard is going to show us more information so we can see every time frame over here. So when we look at the optimal sensitivity, what this is telling you is that what is the optimal sensitivity settings that I should be using to get the best win rate on the chart. Now it's telling me that a 1.5 sensitivity is ideal for this specific chart that we're looking at on this specific time frame. My current strategy is set to normal mode. The current sensitivity is set to 1.4. So this is what I currently use based on my specific strategy. The current position means what is the last signal generated on my chart. For me, it was a buy signal when we're looking at this specific chart. It's also showing me if the current trend is bullish or bearish. So right now the trend is bullish, which means we are looking for buy signals. The trend strength is at 100%, means the trend is very strong right now. So the probability of taking a buy signal and going in your favor is really high. Now we have volume, which is showing us the activity, whether it's bullish or bearish. We have the volatility over here, which is showing us if it's ranging or if it's trending. If you're a beginner, I recommend that you take signals only when you see trending over here. Now we have the momentum showing that it's bullish. Bullish means the price is going up. Bearish means the price is going down. Now we have time frame trends over here. As mentioned previously, this is basically showing us everything at a glance, what's going on these major time frames. Right now, I can see that every time frame on the chart from here, from the minute time frame all the way up to the daily is looking bullish. So based on the information that I'm looking at on the dashboard, I'm going to be looking for buy signals or smart buy signals because I'm seeing that each time frame is looking bullish. However, I want to wait till this becomes trending to get the highest probability trades. Now, the opposite is true if I'm seeing bearish or mostly bearish on the dashboard. If things are looking mostly bearish, I'm going to look for the momentum to be bearish, the volatility to be trending, I'm going to look for the volume to be bearish, and I'm going to look for a strong trend to the bearish downside. So as you can see, this information is extremely valuable to know as a trader. This way you can stack more confirmations, or essentially create more confluence every single trade. Okay, so now let's go on to the last details of the dashboard. It's the location. So if I want to move the dashboard to the left side of the chart, I can just click over here. And basically, as you can see, you can move the dashboard to your preference. You can adjust the size of the dashboard. So if you want it to be a little bit smaller, you can make these adjustments as well. We can make adjustments based on our personal preferences as to how we want the dashboard to look. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can change the frame color and the border color. Now let's get to the best part, the buy and sell signal settings. This is the core of what makes SharkAlgo so simple and effective to use, and while we have members from various levels of experience using it to trade crypto, Forex, stocks. So by clicking over here, we can turn off the signals or we can turn them on. By going over here where it says strategy, we go to normal mode, we have confirm mode, we have trend scalper mode. Trend scalper mode is a mode that does not use the buy and sell signals, and we'll cover that in more detail at a later time. So let's get started going over normal mode. So when it comes to normal mode, we have a sensitivity that we can adjust. What is sensitivity, first of all? When it comes to sensitivity, we can bring the number down or we can bring it up. The higher we bring the number, the more confirmation that we're asking the algo to provide when it comes to generating signals. So the higher I bring it, the slower signals that I'll get, but it'll have more confirmation. If I'm going really low, for example, if I bring it to 1, I may get more false signals, but I'll get much faster signals. So it will require me to make additional confirmations on my own using the dashboard, using the other features within SharkAlgo, and using the Shark Oscillator. For now, we're going to keep the sensitivity where the dashboard recommends at 1.5 or somewhere close to that, okay? Again, it really depends on your style. So there are certain styles of traders. There are scalpers, which are really short-term traders. There are day traders, which don't hold their positions overnight. There are swing traders, which go, for example, a couple days to a couple weeks. And then we have position traders, which hold their trades for a couple weeks to a couple months. And then we also have investors, which are more longer-term investors. So based on your style, your trading plan, your risk tolerance, some of these basic factors, this will determine your sensitivity. Overall, you can use a sensitivity anywhere between 1 to 6, depending on the candlesticks that you're using and your style of trading. So for me, personally, I use anywhere between 1 and 2, and I use the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. If you do like to hold trades for longer periods of time, you like to hold them overnight, then you may want to consider using a higher sensitivity, for example, anywhere between 2, 3, or higher. And if you're looking to scalp and make faster trades, then you may want to consider using a sensitivity between 1 and 1.4, which I found to be very powerful, especially on lower time frames. So now let's look at some examples using a higher sensitivity for a different style of trading. So let's look at some Forex using the US dollar and the Japanese yen. So we are looking at the daily time frame and we're using the Heikin-Ashi candles. Our current sensitivity is set to 3. As you can see, we got a smart buy signal over here, which was really, really good. We got a sell signal that did come a little bit later, but was still a good signal. We had a smart buy that came a little bit later, and we had a sell signal over here. And those are all great signals, but they did come a little bit slower. Now let's see what happens if we change the sensitivity to a 6 as another example. Hit OK. Now these signals just disappeared. We're left this one sell signal currently on the chart. If we zoom out, however, we can see that we had this one buy signal that was absolutely massive. And this would have been good for a position trader. So this is why we always say it really depends on your personal preferences. I really want to emphasize that your sensitivity is totally based on your style of trading and your personal preferences. Let's change the sensitivity on the daily time frame to what the algo is recommending. The optimal sensitivity here is showing 1.6, so let's put that into these settings. So we go back to here and we change the sensitivity to 1.6, simply type that in, click OK, and now you can see we've got much faster and more frequent signals over here on the chart. All right, so now for the last segment regarding sensitivity. But first, we're looking at the gold spot US dollar trading pair on the forward time frame using the Heikin-Ashi candles. Now, if we go over here where it says auto sensitivity, this is a super cool new feature that's been added. And what this does is it basically finds the optimal sensitivity and it applies it to the algo for you based on your trading style. So if we go right over here, we click this drop down box, you'll see it says short term, mid-term, and long term. And the simplest way to understand is to think of it this way. Short term is for intraday trading, more frequent trades, looking to catch more of the smaller swings in the market. We got midterm, which is more for swing trading, which is going to catch more medium swings in the market. We have long term, which is more for position size trading, where it catches really, really big swings in the market. Let's turn on long term. Check this box over here for auto sensitivity. Click OK. And now the algo is going to generate a whole new set of signals where you can see over here we have this massive buy signal over here. And if we zoom out, we see a sell signal over here. that was profitable. We see a buy signal that was profitable, and we see another huge sell signal, which would have been really, really good. All right, so now for the next part, what I want to do next is I want to show you the difference between smart signals and regular signals. So I'm sure you've noticed we have a smart sell signal over here, and we have a regular sell signal over here. And the same thing goes for the buy signals, where we have a regular buy signal over here, and we have a smart buy signal. So the primary difference is the smart signals are going in the direction of the underlying trend, or they're looking to retest certain structures. So for example, this can be looked at as a continuation signal. Now we have the regular signals, for example, over here, is this can be looked as a pullback or a retracement or a reversal signal. To summarize it for you, smart signals are going in the direction of the underlying trend and it will generally lead to higher wins. So if you're a beginner and you don't have a certain reversal trading strategy, then I recommend you go with these smart signals only for now. If you do have a reversal strategy, then you can use the regular signals as a really, really good method to increase your win rate. Lastly, the sell signals can be used for shorter term trades to catch certain smaller moves as well. All right, for the next section, I want to show you some of the new buy and sell signal filters that have been added. So we're going to go back to our settings menu. I'm going to scroll down over here where it says Consolidation Signals Filter. So what this does is it tells the algo to basically cancel out any signals that have been generated in a zone of consolidation. So let's turn that on. I'll show you what I mean. Click OK. As you can see over here, this signal and this signal were canceled out, and you were just left with this one smart signal that generated some good profits for you. Now let me show you what this looks like on another chart. So let's look at Bitcoin. So I've highlighted each signal for you, and what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our settings. We are in the 5-minute time frame, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back to consolidation. I'm going to turn that filter on, click OK, and as you can see, this signal, and that one have been canceled out by the algo. And we were left with some of these great buy signals. Smart buy, good sell, good buy. This sell signal is not the greatest sell signal, although we did not have any confirmation with the algo, so it was pretty easy that we would not want to take this signal, and it wasn't a smart signal. So it's super clear we would just ignore this one. And we have smart buy, that was a huge buy signal, another good sell signal. I think you get the point. That being said, let's go into the next feature. So we'll go back to our settings. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn smart signals only. So we turn that on. Click OK. All right, so now as you can see, we're left with just the smart signals. So we got this great smart buy. We got this other continuation signal over here, here, and these are all very profitable signals. And that's why if you're a beginner, I strongly recommend you take the smart signals only. Let's go back to the gold chart that we were just looking at previously. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the smart signals only for this one as well. So we're going to go back to our settings. We're going to go to smart signals only. We're going to click OK. And now you're going to see we only have the smart signals that are going in the direction of the underlying trend. So it canceled out all these other pullback signals, and you're left with the smart buy and all these other ones that were very profitable. If you're a trend trader and don't want to take any reversal signals at all, then leaving the smart signals only filter on will leave your chart overall cleaner with less distraction. And something to keep in mind though is that price moves in waves and doesn't go straight up and down. And during a trend, it will reach a level of exhaustion at some point. So you should be aware of certain reactionary levels on the chart, such as this over here on the daily time frame, because we will see price pullbacks and may even see a trend method. So you don't want to take all smart signals blindly. It's important to remember that trends can develop on all time frames. And as a result, what is an uptrend on a shorter time frame can simply be a counter trend on a higher time frame. A good rule of thumb is that the higher time frame takes precedence or carries more weight. For example, the weekly over the daily over the 4-hour, the 4-hour over the 1 hour, and so on. So this is exactly why we have features to show you these key levels in the market so you know exactly what to do. For example, we have the supply and demand zones, support and resistance levels, and we also have volume profiles and much more. So overall, you can combine a multi-layered strategy using these settings so you can stack multiple confirmations to significantly increase your win rate and boost your profits. All right, let's go to the next feature. So we're gonna go back to our settings, and the next feature is called candle colors. So when we turn this on, what's gonna happen is that every candle that's in a sell position will remain red, and every candle in a buy position will remain green. Now here's something that you should do to make this even more clear visually. So you're gonna right click on your chart, you're gonna go to settings, where it says symbol, you're gonna turn off the borders, and then you're gonna hit OK. And now you're gonna notice every single candle that is in a sell will remain red, and every single candle that is in a buy will remain green. It's very simple, and this really helps you out visually. So now let's move on to the next feature. Let's go back to our settings. we're going to scroll down where it says momentum candles. Let's turn that on, and we can turn off candle colors for now. Let's hit OK. And this is a really good visual aid to help you identify when there's a lack of momentum or when there's weak momentum in the market. For example, over here, you can see we're going sideways, and you want to be more cautious in these instances whenever you're seeing the gray candle colors. You can consider entering your position when you see a green bullish candle, for example, if you're in a buy position, or if you're seeing a bearish candle when you're in a sell position. We're moving on to the next feature, which is high volume signals only. So for that, we're going to go on to the 15-minute time frame. Now, this feature is really popular among scalpers and day traders, but it can work for a variety of strategies. So I recommend you test this filter out for yourself and see how it works for you. So let's turn this on. We're going to go to settings. We're going to turn off the momentum candles for now, and we're going to turn on high volume signals only. You're going to click OK. And what you're going to notice is that some of these signals are going to get voided out or canceled out altogether. So we'll let this load for a second. So as you can see, you're left with these 5 signals, and 4 out of 5 of them are winners. So that's actually an 80% win rate just using this filter alone without using any additional confirmations or other tools available. All right, so let's take a look at another example. Let's go take a look at Matic and USDT, also known as Polygon. So here's a simple strategy that you can use. Very, very basic, very effective. So over here, we have the dashboard turned on, and it's telling us the optimal sensitivity set to 3. So we're going to make sure our settings have this all set up already. So our sensitivity is set to 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the high volume signals only. And you're going to notice it's going to cancel out certain signals to give you overall a cleaner chart and a higher win rate. So let's turn that on. And see, as you can see, these signals over here that didn't have much movement got canceled out by the algo, and you were left with this smart sell signal, this buy signal, and this huge smart buy over here, and this good sell signal over here. All right, so now we're going to go over the next strategy, which is called Trend Scalper mode. So it's really simple to use. Let me show you how in the settings. So we're going to go back here, you go over where it says strategy, and you're going to make sure it says Trend Scalper. Click OK, and from there your chart will look like this. It does not consist of any buy and sell signals, although what you're looking for here is you're looking for a green trend cloud, a bullish cloud, and you're going to consider taking long positions whenever you see a bullish cloud. And if you're looking at selling or taking a short position, then you want to consider entering in these red clouds over here. Although it's called Trend Scalper mode, it can be used on higher time frames to catch the smaller movements within the trend. All right, so now we're moving on to the next section within the Shark Algo, and we're going to be covering the risk management settings. Now, as you all must know, risk management is crucial to becoming a successful trader. And that's why we've included these powerful tools within the Shark Algo to help you manage your risk effectively. So the first setting we're going to discuss is a trailing stop loss. The Shark Algo will automatically apply a trailing stop loss to every signal that appears on the chart. And the great thing about this feature is that you can also adjust the percentage at which the stop loss trails the price. This means that you can tailor this setting to match your specific trading strategy. A great thing about using a trailing stop loss is that it can help you lock in profits while also protect you against potential losses. For example, if you take a look at the smart buy signal over here, we can see the trailing stop loss allowed us to stay in the trade and only exit our position over here, which locked in a significant amount of profits. You can see another example over here with the smart buy signal, which would allow you to stay in the trade all the way up until the point where I hit our trailing stop loss. So this is obviously a great benefit for certain types of traders. Next, let's go over a highly important concept in technical analysis: swing highs and swing lows. By turning this feature on, you'll easily be able to identify market structure and changes in the price trend. So let's go over to the 4-hour time frame for a very simple example. Over here, you'll notice labels on the chart that tell you if the market is making lower lows, lower highs, or higher highs. This makes it incredibly simple for you to read market structure and identify if there's a break of structure or a change of character in the price. Another great use of swing highs and swing lows is for entering trades on pullbacks for a trend continuation move. For example, if the market's making higher highs and higher lows, we can look at this level as a potential entry point for a long trade. But that's not all. You can use the swing highs and swing lows to help you set your stop loss levels and take profit targets. You can use this setting in conjunction with other features, and you have a powerful combination to trade with. Now let's move on to the next feature, which is the ability to enable the take profit and stop loss areas. By simply clicking over here, it will be enabled, and the algo will be giving you recommendations based on the last signal that was generated on the chart. You can also adjust the take profit levels by turning on or off these filters over here. So this is great for certain people that want to have a lower risk reward ratio or a higher risk reward ratio based on your trading style. And also with this feature enabled, your stop loss will act as a trailing stop loss. So for example, once you reach the take profit 1, the stop loss will move up to your entry level. And if you have multiple take profit levels, for example, if we have take profit 2 and take profit 3 set up over here, the stop loss will continue moving up accordingly. So by making adjustments to the take profit levels over here and making adjustments to the ratios, you can really suit this to your specific strategy. Additionally, this really helps with risk management as it helps you control your emotions, because this provides a framework to help you know when to get in or get out of trades. Now let's go over the next feature, which is the dynamic take profit labels. These will be shown in the chart and labeled as TP1, TP2, and TP3. It's important to understand that these areas indicate where the market may experience a pullback or show signs of weakness, as these can be viewed as overbought or oversold levels. Now it's important to note that these labels won't be there before entering the trade, as these are generated in real time. Smart money or institutional traders are typically the ones that are taking profits at these levels. As a trader, it's important to take advantage of this knowledge by understanding market psychology. A key difference with this feature is that this is dynamic take profit recommendation, as it actively adapts to the current market conditions. And the other take profit is based on when the last signal was generated on the chart. All right, so that wraps it up for the risk management settings. Next up is the trend cloud settings. So by going over here and turning this feature on where it says show trend cloud, you're going to notice you get a giant green or red trend cloud. So obviously this is green for bullish and red is for bearish. Something to note, if you are a trend trader, then in order to increase your win rate, you're going to want to take only smart buy signals or buy signals whenever you see a green trend cloud, and especially whenever the candles are above the trend cloud, like all of these candles over here where you got the signal that were above the trend cloud. Alternatively, if you're in a bearish market and you see a red trend cloud, then you're going to be looking for the sell signals where the candles are below the trend cloud. Now, if we go back to the settings over here, you can find that there are other features as well with the trend cloud. We have different versions that we've added, one for a short-term trend that reacts much faster, and one for a long-term trend that reacts much slower. Again, they're both effective, and it really depends on what's best for you and your trading strategy. Overall, personally, I like this version over here, the new one. And something else that's important to note is that you can have a bullish trend on a lower time frame, but be in a bearish trend on a higher time frame, and vice versa, because each time frame can have its own trend. And something else you can note regarding the trend cloud is you'll find that the trend cloud acts somewhat of a magnet for price. You'll notice the price bounces off the trend cloud and continues to make higher highs and higher lows in the direction of the underlying trend, and it continues to gravitate back towards the trend cloud as you see it bounces up, continues up, makes higher highs and higher lows, bounces up again, and continues this pattern until the trend starts to weaken, and we can either see more consolidation as the price levels off, we can see a continuation of the trend, or we can see a trend reversal. Now I'm going to quickly show you what the other trend cloud modes look like. So go back to the settings, and over here where it says show trend cloud, we're going to choose the short term, long term, or new. This is currently in the new settings, so we're going to go to the short term because we are in the 1 hour time frame, which is a relatively short time frame. Click OK, and now the same concept applies. You're going to be taking buy signals whenever you have a green trend cloud, and you're going to be taking sell signals whenever you have a red trend cloud. And if we zoom out a little bit here, we can see that we have much quicker change in the trend. So this is good for shorter term trades if you're looking for a smart buy when it's green over here, and if you're looking for a sell when the trend cloud starts to turn red. So this is just an example to add more confirmations to your trades and to make trend trading much more simple for you. So to make this feature even more simple and effective, if you go back to your settings, right where it says trend cloud settings, underneath over here, you'll see it says trend only signals. So when you turn this feature on, what it does is it allows you to have the buy signals or the sell signals that are in line with the overall trend. So for example, we have the short trend cloud mode on, click OK, and what you'll find, you're only going to get signals that are aligned with the trend. For example, as you can see over here, we're getting a buy when the trend is green, we're getting another buy over here. So it's really just cleaning up the chart and getting rid of a lot of noise. So if you're a trend trader, this can really help you increase your value. Now I know there are a lot of settings and a lot of features, but we do have certain rules-based strategies that you could follow. And with the latest update, we're going to be constantly bringing new and exciting strategies to help make trading more simple and effective for you. All right, now we're looking at the US dollar and the Japanese yen on the daily time frame. The next feature I want to show you is the fast trend cloud. So I want to show you how to get this on your chart real quick. You go to your settings, and right over here in the trend cloud settings, you have this fast trend cloud feature. So to turn it on and off, click here. We can adjust it how fast we want it or how slow we want it. I like anywhere between 55 to 100, but you can test this out for yourselves and see what works best for your strategy. So we click OK. And from here, guys, this is going to be used as a confirmation. So this can act as a secondary confirmation for your analysis. So for example, if you're trend trading over here, and we're only going to take signals that are going with the trend. So we got a green trend cloud over here, and we also have double confirmation with the trend ribbon. As we can see, we got a bullish trend ribbon and we got a smart signal over here. So this is really good confirmation for the signal. As we can see, the price ran up heavily from that point. And if you are a more advanced trader and you're looking to trade reversals and pullbacks, this could be really good for your strategy as well. As you can see over here, we got some confirmation with the trend ribbon, the sell signal. So you can really learn to incorporate this in your overall strategy. All right, next up, we're going to go look at the next feature, which is the auto trend lines. So we're going to go down over here and we can remove the fast trend cloud. And by turning this on, the algo is going to draw automatically trend lines for you so you can see a trend channel and the trend lines. And this way you can identify other areas of support and resistance extremely easily. Okay, next up, we're going to look at the auto support and resistance feature. So going back to our settings menu again, we can turn off the enable auto trend lines here for now so you can get a good idea. And here you can see the enable support and resistance. So we're going to press OK. And now you're going to see that the algo is going to plot the levels of resistance on the chart over here. We have multiple levels of resistance that it plotted for us on this time frame and the level of support. And based on the time frame that you go on, it's going to draw those levels of support and resistance for you. So overall, with this feature, it's super effective because it's based on math and it's not based on subjective opinion where you can make mistakes drawing your levels of support and resistance. And something else to remember regarding support and resistance is that you will be able to identify support and resistance on every single time frame. Okay, let's move on from that. Let's go back to our settings. And the next one is the consolidation zones. So by going right over here, turning this on, I recommend turning both the features on, so this way you'll be able to easily identify these zones of consolidation on the chart, such as this over here. So this can be really helpful for you to identify these areas of consolidation, especially if you're using a breakout strategy or any other type of strategy. All right, so next up is my personal favorite feature, or one of my personal favorite, which is called the order block. So let me go and show you exactly what that is. First, let's turn off our support and resistance. We can turn off the consolidation zone. And now right underneath here where it says order block, we're just going to turn that on where it says toggle order block. For now, you can ignore this other section over here until we make future strategy videos for you and give a little more explanation on this. But here's the general overview right now. So let's press OK. And you can see that the algo plotted these specific zones over here. So the red zone is a supply zone. You can see these supply zones over here. And you can see a green zone, which is a demand zone. So think about it this way. A demand zone is where there's more buyers likely to step up. And here you see that there's more sellers at these levels or at these price zones over here. Now you can identify these zones on any time frame. So this works for the daily time frame, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 15-minute, and so on. So these zones over here are known as order blocks, or special kind of supply and demand zones, which are formed by large blocks of orders by buyers and sellers zones. So order blocks can be viewed as a special kind of supply and demand zone, which is formed when there's a large block of buying and selling orders that are placed by massive institutions or central banks when it comes to Forex. Now, when we look at the stock market or crypto, we see this type of market behavior as well, with large whales when it comes to crypto or big institutions as well and huge investors. So let's go take a look at Bitcoin. And if we go back to the settings, we'll turn this feature on really quickly here. By the way, this works on every time frame, right? So we're looking at the 1 hour, and now you can see that the algo plotted this specific supply zone over here, this order block at this level and at this level. And way down over here, we can see the demand zone. So the order blocks can serve as a leading indicator in the market. This means that they can provide an early signal of potential market changes, rather than reflecting changes that have already happened, which is also known as a lagging indicator. So by watching for clusters of these large buy and sell orders placed by big investors, traders, or massive institutions, such as the banks or the market whales, you can get an idea of where the market is most likely heading to next. Because these large traders and investors have a huge influence and make a big impact in the direction of the market. So knowing this can help you trade with the smart money. This is very powerful as they often have some insider information or a strong understanding of the market forces that are at play. Let's go see how this works with Tesla, for example. Now we're on the daily time frame. Let's go turn this on and let's take a look at some of these special supply and demand zones. So as you can see, the algo plotted this for you very quickly, and something to keep in mind so you can increase your chances of success is you could try to align your trades with the smart money, such as the banks and the institutions and the large investors. By paying attention to these specific supply and demand zones, you'll be able to place your trades in the same direction as the smart money. This way you can increase your win rate and become a highly profitable trader. In simple terms, the order blocks can help you identify where the major players are placing their orders. And this way you can make a much more informed trading decision. This gives you a glimpse into the market forces at play and can help you identify better entry and exit points. All right, so let's move on to the next feature. I moved to the other side because I want to show you some information that will be plotted on this side of the chart for you. So let's go back to our settings. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. But first, before moving on, actually, I want to make sure you understand when it comes to the order blocks. In order to get the strongest supply and demand zones plotted for you, make sure you have each area turned on over here, all right? Especially if you're using this for the first time. If you're more advanced, you can feel free to play around with these different features, and we'll cover that in more videos in the future. So moving on, we can turn off the order blocks and let's turn on the volume profile. So as you can see here, what's happening is you're getting a histogram plotted for you on the chart, which is basically a visual representation of where the most trading activity took place, where the most buying and selling volume has occurred, right? So basically, as we can see over here, this is the most extended level or the most extended node, as we call these are nodes. We can see that a lot of trading activity occurred between this price range of $118 to $122. That's where the most trading activity occurred during the specified period of time that I'm looking back. So as you can see, we have these settings over here where we can make adjustments. So right now I'm looking back on the last 100 candles. So these settings over here allow me to adjust the volume profile. So by adjusting the look back period, I'm able to adjust how far back I want to go when it comes to capturing the data on the price. So let's say I change the look back period to 30, which means I'm going back 30 candles or 30 days because I'm on the daily time frame. Very simple, right? So now the histogram or the volume profile will have a different image. It's showing me a different visual. It's giving me a different representation because I'm capturing different data. So this tool is very effective if you're looking to trade supply and demand. It's going to help you capture different support and resistance levels. All right, so now I'm back on this side of the chart. So what I want to show you next is what is called the Shark Oscillator. So this is a highly effective momentum and trend trading indicator or tool that you can use in conjunction with the Shark Algo. All right, so this is going to give you more confirmation or more confluence when it comes to using the buy and sell signals and all the other features built in. So let me show you what that looks like. So it is a whole separate indicator that you would add. It's called the Shark Oscillator. Right now I'm showing you version 3. So let's turn that on and let's show what that looks like. So when we go to our settings, in the strategy section, we have 4 different modes. We have trend mode, confirmation mode, elite TVR, elite breakout filter. Right? So let's start with the trend mode first. And when it comes to the indicator time frame, you can adjust this if you're into doing things like multi-time frame analysis. You can essentially capture data from different time frames, and that way it'll show on your oscillator over here. For now, we keep it on chart, which means we're looking at the daily time frame data. So we click OK. Now you can see over here, if we stretch this out, you can see we are getting green bars, bright green, dark green, and we are also getting bright red bars and dark red bars. All right. So what these represent, they represent momentum, right? Strength or upside momentum when you're getting the green bars. That means the momentum is strong. The trend is really strong, and we can expect price to continue moving in the direction of the trend. Whenever we see dark green bars like this over here, this means that the trend and the momentum is getting weaker, all right? So it's very simple to use, very effective to use in conjunction with the other tools and features. Whenever I see this bearish line over here, this is what's plotting what's called a bearish divergence. To simply put it, a bearish divergence is whenever there is a divergence between 2 technical indicators. For example, we see the price action going upwards, but we see the momentum and the trend strength going downwards. So this is showing us the divergence in the action of the price that's happening over here. So when we see this, we can expect price to potentially get a pullback or to get a reversal. So whenever we get a sell signal, like a smart sell signal like this, and just before we got a bearish divergence line, that's telling us that this is probably going to be a very good trade. All right, so this is one way to add confirmation to your signals, is to looking at the trend strength, the momentum strength, and looking if there are any divergences that have been identified. So now when we look at the other example over here, so you have this bullish divergence over here. So we can see that the bearish strength and the momentum was pretty strong. And then we can see it got weaker and weaker and weaker. And then over here, we see we got that bullish divergence. And what do we have here? We have a buy signal. So that's letting us know that this is probably going to be a good signal and that price is likely to go into the bullish direction, which is going upwards, right? Over here, we have a bearish divergence that was identified. And what do we see? We got a smart sell signal giving us more confirmation that this is probably going to be a very good trade. All right. So that's really how it works. You won't always get the bearish and bullish divergences also. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you'll simply see the trend and momentum getting stronger, as you see over here, and you got a buy signal. So this is giving you confirmation again that this is probably going to be a good trade as the momentum is getting stronger to the upside. And what these blue dots over here represent, as you can see, and we see a red dots right next to it, the blue dots represent areas of high volume where we can expect the price to continue moving in a given direction. So if we see blue dots and we see bright green, we can expect movement in that bullish direction. If we see red dots, that just means areas of low volume and areas where we'll see potentially less movement in the direction of the price. All right, so next let's go to another feature and let's go into another time frame. So let's look at, for example, the 5-minute time frame, looking at the US dollar and the Japanese yen. So the way we want to use the confirmation mode, it's really simple. When we have a smart sell signal and we see that the trend is red, right, and we're below the trend cloud, for example, we got a confirmation that it's letting us know that this is something we want to consider taking, especially if the next candle and it's still red, this is good. And over here, again, we are going to ignore this, for example, for trend trading because we got a thicker trend cloud, right? So we will ignore this buy signal over here. We look for the smart sell signal. It matches the trend cloud. And we see we got confirmation mode is red as well. This is something that we want to enter on. And as we can see, the price continued to go down. This was another good trade. Now over here, we got a buy signal that technically would have been a good signal based on confirmation mode, but we probably would have ignored this if we're following the trend cloud strategy. Now, as you can see over here, we got another smart signal. And what happens, we got the confirmation mode confirming that this is a good smart sell signal. And again, on the 5-minute time frame, this was a good trade. So it's really simple to use confirmation mode. It's just another way to get additional confirmation to let you know to trade with the trend properly. All right, so now we're looking at the other strategy mode, which is Elite TVR. So we turn that on, we click OK. And now what you're going to find is you're going to see we have this green line, yellow line, and we also got a red line over here, right? So what these lines represent, the green lines represent areas of strong momentum. All right, so if I get a signal in the green area, this means this is a signal I want to consider taking. If I get a signal over here where it's yellow, that means it's a signal that I want to proceed with caution. I want to look for additional confirmation using all the other tools available. Now, if I get a signal where it's red, this means I want to avoid this completely. I don't want to take any signals whenever I see this red line. Basically showing a lack of momentum or weak momentum. That's what the indicator is telling me here. So again, as I see, I got a smart buy signal telling me to proceed with caution, right? If I line it up over here. But when it turns green, this is showing me that I could consider entering the trade. All right, it's very, very simple, guys, very effective. As you can see, there are areas over here, right? I got a smart buy, got to proceed with a little bit of caution. On the next candle, I can see that this is something I want to enter on. So that's how you can use this mode. You can use it to get additional confirmation, so you're entering on strong momentum. Okay, so now let's go look onto the last strategy mode when it comes to using the Shark Oscillator for version 3. So we are using the Elite Breakout filter. Click OK. And now you're going to see these bars that are going to appear, and they're going to be color coded as well to keep it very simple and effective for you. So you can make this small or big, it's totally up to you. And now the way we use this is very simple. So we have a smart buy signal over here. The triggered candle is showing us that we also have a green bar, so it matches a smart buy. This means that there's a lot of strong momentum and high levels of volume that could push the price up in the direction of the smart signal or the buy signal. Now, when we can see over here, we got a sell signal, but we don't have any confirmation with the breakout filter mode. Therefore, we would ignore the signal using this strategy. It's pretty simple. So you essentially just want to make sure that your smart signal or the regular signal, the buy or sell signal, matches the color. So right now I got a buy signal over here. As you can see below, the next candle is a green bar telling us that there is likely strong momentum that's going to push the price up. And then we can see we got a sell signal over here we got confirmation with the breakout filter mode that the price is likely to go down because of strong momentum and high levels of volume. They're going to push the price in that direction of this signal. All right, so that wraps it up for today. I hope you're excited to use all these new features. We spent a ton of time optimizing the Shark Algo in order to give our trading and investing community a massive edge in the market. So if you like this and you're excited to use this, make sure to go to sharkalgo.com, like and subscribe, because we're going to be sharing a ton of valuable information, new strategies, new tips and tricks, so you can be consistently profitable when it comes to trading and investing in the markets. All right, see you next time.